Hey guys, Aaron here with Get Your Geek On, and I want to know, is this Pokemon game finally breaking the cycle? Let's find out. So guys, I'll have the trailers for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet playing right here, so if you want to take a look while I just kind of talk and ramble about if there's too many Pokemon, or is this game finally breaking the cycle of the Pokemon struggle, I guess we'll say. Now, I say that because I've been playing Pokemon since basically day one. Now, granted, on and off, but I've been playing it since it first came out about 25 years ago or so. And, I played on Red and Blue. I played with Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle back in 1996-7, whenever that first game came out. Now, I've stopped on and off. I played strongly up until 4th gen, and then after 4th gen I kind of would play it randomly, between 5th, 6th, 7th, all that. We're on Gen 9, dude. Like, this is the 9th generation of Pokemon with Scarlet and Violet now. So...
Okay.
So we're on Scarlet and Violet now, guys, and I want to know a few things. Is this game going to be different enough, based on this gameplay you see here, to be a way to bring new players in and to bring in old players such as myself, who've been playing the games, like I said, for about 25 years or so? So here's my thing. I want to give a few details about this game that are separating it from the older franchise, and give you an idea if this is enough to change it, and if it is, perfect, and if it's not, well, guess you're still not playing the game. So the few differences that I want to talk about with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which by the way does come out on November 18th, so in about 3-ish weeks or so we'll be having our hands on this, and we'll be able to play it and give you a full rundown of the game, let you know what we think. We'll be streaming it, and one of the people we collaborate with should be streaming it too, so definitely go check all of that out on Twitch TV at officialGYGO. And I had to do that plug. I was told to. Kristen's gonna help me. But guys, so a few different things. One is Scarlet and Violet are going to be a truly open world game, which has not really been done in Pokemon. We were stuck on this little itty bitty path that you had to follow, and if you didn't follow it, well, your Pokemon are going to get too strong because the gym leader badges only worked for so long, and then blah blah blah. And I'm excited that we're getting a real open world. I know the last Pokemon game kind of was a little of an open world sandbox kind of game, but not enough for me to really grasp it. So I like the fact that we are getting a truly open world game, and that's something that I know I've always wanted with Pokemon, because it's supposed to be this huge world that you're supposed to be able to explore and learn and see things and feel immersed. Now I know back in the day, we're talking Game Boy, we're talking processing, graphics, you couldn't really do that. But let's face it, the last 8 years or so, we probably could do a lot more. And now Pokemon's given us that ability to have that open world, whether it's going to be urban or the wilderness. You're going to be able to go wherever you want. The other thing that I'm liking about it is we're going to get a few new assets to the game. One being called something that's called Let's Go, which is where you can just throw out your Pokemon. Your Pokemon's going to do its own thing. It's going to automatically battle wild Pokemon while you go and do your own thing. Maybe you go battle other Pokemon, or trainers, or you're just exploring, and that Pokemon will gain levels, he'll gain experience, so will you, and it's not really going to be shared. So if you're fighting somebody and beating another Pokemon, if they're out of the range, they're not going to gain that experience, and if they are in range, they were saying that it's not going to be like a split even, like 50-50. They'll probably just get a small percentage of that, which I like, that ability to level up multiple Pokemon at once, so that way all of my guys can grow and kind of stay leveled at the same level. Because I've always had the issue where it's I like certain Pokemon and I'm like, oh, I like you, and I like you, and I like you. You three are going to be my strongest Pokemon. Oh crap, my next closest level is 25 levels behind me. Let me level him up.
Okay.
So that's usually my problem, because I usually kind of do stuff like that. The other thing I like is we're not going to have a set path. You're going to be able to choose 3 different paths to take. The first one is called Team Star, which is where you are, or Starfall Streets, which has you facing Team Star. And they're like this gang of rebellious students from your school, and you're going to be fighting them to defeat them. And then once you defeat them, I guess they're gone. I guess they're going to be like, if you're old school, like Team Rocket. So think of them as like your Team Rocket. And the other path is going to be the Path of Legends, which the player is going to team up with Arvin, and you're going to explore Padella, Paldi. I'm terrible with names. I need Robert for this part. Paldi, and to fight against giant Pokemon and obtain the Herba Mystica. And that's kind of like what you're doing. You're fighting, and you're just fighting strong Pokemon, big Pokemon, which is cool. Like, I guess if you just want to go fight like other Pokemon and train. The other path is something that people like me, who've played since the beginning, are used to, which is Victory Road. Victory Road is very traditional. Fight the 8 gym leaders in order to face the champion, become the best Pokemon trainer of all time. Yay! So you can do all that. Let's face it, that's the normal of Pokemon. You get your bike, you go over here, you do your thing, you become the best there is, and no one fights you, and you're done. I like that we get to pick whatever path. You can start on any path you like. Unlike the previous titles in the main game, they're not going to have like a set path that you have to follow. Like, you can't have to follow A to go to B to blah blah blah. You can go whatever path you want and then go from there. So I'm curious on how the leveling system is going to work for the Pokemon, if they're going to have any caps or anything until you do something. So I'm curious about the level progression. Otherwise though, I'm happy with that, because that means this is that open world game. I can go to A, I can go to B, I can go to C. If you remember when Breath of the Wild came out, literally you could go fight the main villain in the first 2 seconds of the game. You'll die, but you could do it. I think there was even a hard mode that somebody did that they actually fought him and beat him. But guys, like, that's really cool to me that we're going to have the ability to do all this stuff. The other problem I always have is there's so many Pokemon. You know, we're going to see ghost types, and I don't know how many more types there are in this one now. And I want to see where they're going to go with it. They always add new abilities, new characters. So the Pokemon that we're seeing right now, I think they've shown like 30-ish or so. My favorite one so far is Greavard, who's like this little graveyard looking dog. I love ghost Pokemon, so he's caught my attention. I'm like, yes, I want you. That's how I am. And like, you've probably seen him in this trailer up here a couple of times, because I'm having these loot, so you'll be able to see that stuff. So hopefully you saw that and you're like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I like him. The other thing they're doing in this game is called, I can't pronounce names real. Terrestrializing Phenomena. So that's where the Pokemon's going to get this like crystal-like appearance, and it's going to change the Pokemon's type to match its Terra type. So every Pokemon's going to have like a sub-type, you could say, where it's like more powerful, so it brings out all those powers. So if your Terra type is water, it'll have like a waterish look to it, looks like, and then he'll have stronger water powers. The flight one, which is kind of cute, they have like little balloons above them, and they kind of are like hovering or flying, you could say, and they gain like more flying powers and are stronger flying attacks. So that's kind of cool. Like, I'm curious on how that's going to work. The other thing is we're getting co-op play, which you can have up to 3 other players with you. So you can have like 4v matches. You can go fight like these terrestrialized Pokemon, which are these huge like giant ones, and you can go fight them to defeat them and capture them and have that Pokemon. So there's a lot that I think this game's going to bring to the table. I'm curious on the co-op play, how it's going to work, what we're going to get out of it. Like, are we going to have to like do anything to have all 4 players? Can all 4 players just run around with you and they just all run around in your world? I've seen a few things, and it does seem that they can run with you to go fight these bigger creatures. But I want to know if I can just say, hey, George, join me here, and let's go just run around my world, and I want to explore, and let's just see what we find. And I also wonder, how is that experience going to like split up? Are we all going to get equal amount, or what's going to happen there? So I'm curious on how this is all going to play out. I also want to know what you think, guys. Is this something that you're looking forward to. Are you happy to see another Pokemon game this year? We had one at the beginning of the year. We are getting one on November 18th. Well, 2 of course, because they always come out in 2s. But is this something you're looking forward to? Has this game added so many new mechanics that you're excited to see where it could go? Or is this terrestrial phenomena, this terrorized Pokemon, the same thing as a Mega Evolution, and it's not going to change anything for you? Is these the 3 different paths of this region not going to be a big enough deal for you that you're just kind of like, whatever, it's another Pokemon game, I don't care, you don't care, nobody cares? Let us know down in the comments below, because I'm curious on what you think. I hope you enjoyed these trailers right here. I hope you enjoyed listening to me like talk about this game and give you some details about what's coming out. And I hope to see you in Pokemon when we play it, because I know I'm going to be streaming it, and like I said, we'll have a buddy streaming it, and hopefully you'll join us and we can all play together. For that note, I'm Aaron, and stay geeky, and we'll get your geek on, guys.